IShowSpeed taught you how to get rich. Most people see IShowSpeed as pure chaos, non-stop energy, wild reactions, and unpredictable streams. But look a little closer and you'll see something deeper. Behind all that madness is a system that prints money. Just look at his Speed Does America tour. For 35 straight days, he streamed across the United States on both YouTube and Twitch. It was one of the biggest creator events of the year. By the time it was over, the numbers shocked everyone. Between Twitch ads, subscribers, and YouTube views, he brought in around $6.5 million in just over a month. That's not luck, that's strategy. Speed didn't just blow up online. He built a system that turns every moment of attention into income. The real question is, how did a teenager with a webcam and endless energy turn that chaos into a multi-million-dollar empire? So today, we're breaking down how he did it and how those same lessons can teach you how to get rich. Lesson number 1, attention is the primary asset. Build it deliberately. In today's digital world, attention is everything. You can have the best product, the smartest ideas, or even the hardest work ethic, but if nobody's watching, it means nothing. And that's exactly what IShowSpeed figured out early on. His entire empire is built on one simple foundation: sustained attention. When you look at his 24/7 streams, constant uploads, and endless clips circulating online, you start to realize that what he's really doing isn't just content creation, it's attention farming. Think about it. Speed doesn't just let the internet forget him. Every time you open YouTube or TikTok, there's a clip of him raging, dancing, or shouting at something ridiculous. It might look chaotic, but it's calculated chaos. Each reaction, each viral clip adds to the web of attention that keeps his name alive. On day 35 of his continuous streaming challenge, clips from his stream pulled hundreds of thousands of views overnight. People in the comments called it the real money moment, and they weren't lying, because that attention is what translates into ad revenue, sponsorships, and brand power. Creators like Speed are operating in what economists now call the attention economy. The more attention you capture, the more influence and opportunities you gain. Brands chase it, algorithms reward it, merch sales depend on it, and the funny part is, most creators still don't get it. They treat consistency like a chore, while Speed treats it like an investment. So, what's the takeaway here? Build your attention like a portfolio. Stay visible, post consistently, and don't disappear for long stretches. Create flagship content that keeps your audience checking in, and distribute it across platforms so no one misses you. Because attention, once earned and sustained, becomes the raw material that every other business move feeds off of. That's the first big lesson from IShowSpeed's success. Attention isn't a side effect, it's the product. Lesson number 2, diversify revenue stacks instead of banking on one line. Here's one thing Speed does that a lot of creators ignore. He doesn't depend on one single source of income. Most people think he just earns from ads or Twitch streams, but that's only one piece of the puzzle. When you break down his business model, you start to see multiple money streams flowing together. Donations, super chats, merch, sponsorships, memberships, and live event revenue. Each of these feeds into the same brand, but they reduce risk by spreading it out. When fans calculated his stream revenue, they focused on YouTube ads and Twitch subs, but the comments section told another story. Fans kept pointing out the cash flying in from merch drops, sponsored appearances, and live chat donations. Those are the parts people often forget, the invisible money that piles up behind the scenes. That's how Speed built a real business instead of just being a streamer. It's smart because platforms can change rules overnight. One demonetization, one copyright strike, and your main source of income can just dry up. But when you have several lines of income working together, your brand stays alive, no matter what happens. This is a principle every modern creator or entrepreneur should understand. Treat your digital career like a company, not a hobby. Know your margins, identify your biggest profit centers, and don't rely too heavily on one platform. Create a system where each activity feeds another. Streaming leads to clips, clips drive merch, merch builds loyalty, loyalty attracts sponsors. In simple terms, think like a business owner, not just a performer. Diversification is the insurance policy of the creator world, and the faster you build multiple revenue streams, the less control platforms have over your future. Lesson number 3. Long-form content multiplies monetization opportunities when paired with watch time optimization. Let's talk about a strategy most viewers never think about, but every creator should. Long-form content. It's not just about being entertaining for longer, it's about multiplying monetization. The longer your video runs, the more ad slots YouTube can place, which means higher total revenue. That's why some creators intentionally stream for hours and then turn those sessions into VODs. Speed figured this out too. His long live streams, sometimes running for hours, racked up serious watch time. Remember Penguin Z0's 4-hour video that got higher RPM just because of the mid-roll ad placements? That same logic applies here. When you hold people's attention for long sessions, YouTube rewards you with better ad performance and higher total payouts. It's also about the algorithm. YouTube loves long watch times because it keeps users on the platform longer, which means more ads for them to sell. So when creators like Speed consistently post long content with strong retention, the algorithm boosts them higher. That's how streams turn into gold mines, even after the camera's off. But it's not as simple as just making long videos. You need structure. Long content only works when it's engaging throughout. Viewers need reasons to stay. So creators often break up streams into natural sections, place ad breaks strategically, and use titles or thumbnails that keep curiosity alive even after the live stream ends. The key takeaway here is, if you can keep people watching, your videos become assets that keep paying long after you've logged off. Combine that with smart ad placement, and your long-form content turns into a consistent income engine. Speed understood this early. His streams don't just entertain, they monetize themselves over time. Lesson number 4. You may need to spend to scale. Model gross versus net. When you hear that Speed made over $6 million during his Speed Does America tour, it sounds like the ultimate win, right? But here's what most people don't realize. Big numbers don't always mean big profit. Because while the tour made millions, it also cost millions to pull off. We're talking travel across 35 cities, a full production crew, security, lodging, food, and streaming equipment running 24/7. Some fans even estimated the expenses hit between $1 to $4 million. And that's the reality of scaling. Sometimes you have to spend big before you earn big. If you were to break it down like a simple profit sheet, you'd see gross revenue at the top, then all those hidden costs eating away at it until your real net profit looks much smaller. That's why every creator or entrepreneur should learn to think like a business. Don't just look at what's coming in, calculate what's going out. Always plan your projects with expenses in mind and make sure your biggest costs have guaranteed income to back them up. Whether it's sponsors, merch pre-orders, or ticket sales, lock in those numbers before you start spending. Remember, gross revenue looks good on paper, but net profit keeps your business alive. Lesson number 5, convert fans into community equity. One of the most powerful things about Speed's success isn't just his numbers, it's his fans. If you check the comments under the video, people weren't just impressed, they were emotionally invested. Fans were cheering him on, donating, buying merch, and calling him the GOAT. That's not luck, that's loyalty. When you have a community like that, everything you launch moves faster. You don't need to spend thousands on ads because your fans promote you for free. Every merch drop sells out, every stream fills up, and every new project already has an audience waiting for it. That's what real community equity looks like. It's not just about followers, it's about believers. So here's how to build that kind of fan base. Give them something to connect with. Let them see the grind. Be transparent about the journey and celebrate milestones with them. Reward your core audience with exclusive drops or behind the scenes access. People love to feel like insiders, not just spectators. The more you invest in your community, the more your community invests in you. That's how creators turn followers into superfans and superfans into lifelong customers. Lesson number 6, partnerships and sponsorships scale growth faster. Let's be honest. Even the biggest creators can't do it all alone. Speed is a perfect example. From his Prime Hydration collaboration to his appearances in big brand promos, he's learned how to turn partnerships into power moves. See, brand deals aren't just about quick cash. When done right, they open doors. They help fund huge projects, expand your audience, and give you legitimacy with companies and sponsors who might have never looked your way otherwise. But here's the key. It's not about saying yes to every offer. It's about picking partnerships that fit your image and your audience. You don't want your brand to feel forced. It has to be natural. Speed partnering with Prime works because both sides connect with young, high-energy audiences. That's smart synergy. So if you're a creator or entrepreneur, start thinking like that. Build a media kit, know your audience stats, and pitch collaborations that make sense. Let the brands fund the dream while you keep creative control. Partnerships aren't selling out, they're scaling up. And the faster you learn to leverage them, the faster you grow. Lesson number 7. Financial hygiene and transparency protect long-term value. Here's the thing. Making money is exciting, but keeping it is a whole different game. When Speed's numbers hit the internet, people were quick to point out what most creators ignore: taxes, salaries, travel bills, and production costs. Some comments even mentioned that his tour might have been close to break even once you factor in expenses. And honestly, they might be right. That's the reality of creator finance. You can make millions on paper, but still run out of cash if you don't manage it properly. Between platform fees, tax deductions, and crew salaries, money moves fast. That's why financial hygiene is everything. It's not just for big corporations. It's what separates creators who last from those who crash after just one viral moment. Start by tracking every expense, even the small ones. Keep a reserve fund that you can cover 3 to 6 months of your operations, so one slow month doesn't kill your momentum. And when you land a sponsor, use part of that prepayment to cover your upcoming costs instead of spending it right away. Transparency and discipline aren't boring, they're freedom. That's how you build a brand that grows for years, not just months. At the end of the day, IShowSpeed's journey isn't just about fame or luck. It's a masterclass in building attention, diversifying income, and turning chaos into strategy. Every move he makes teaches something about how the modern creator economy really works. If you learned something new from this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into creator success stories. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of Speed's business lessons do you think is the most powerful, and why?